In the last session, we discussed how sorry, what JDK kit includes, and what is the history of Java. And two main things here we need to understand. So, what are the things? Observe. Whenever we run C and C++ application, how C and C++ application run on a single platform, because the reason C and C++ languages are platform dependent languages. The concept of platform dependency, and next one, the concept of platform independency. Nothing but how Java and .NET applications run on different platforms. The difference we will understand now. What is the concept of platform dependency and the concept of platform independency, right? For example, if you want to compile, means what, install C software. Suppose I am using Windows operating system. Consider Windows operating system, and so Windows operating system understands only .exe files, that we know already. .exe files. So whenever we are installing c.exe, so what are the things will be installed? Compiler will be installed. But see, compiler is the platform dependent compiler. Compiler is a dependent to platform, nothing but operating system. So what is that operating system? Is the Windows operating system, because exe file is a Windows file. And along with the compiler, library will be installed. Along with the compiler, library will be installed. In the same way, suppose I am using Mac operating system, Apple computer I am using. So Mac understands only DMG extensions. So here whenever we are installing, the compiler will be installed C compiler. But here compiler is a Mac dependent compiler. And here it is. Along with that, library will be installed. So means what? Here compiler is dependent to Windows operating system. That is dependent to the platform. Here also compiler is dependent to Mac operating system. Right? And in the same way, suppose if you are installing Java software, whenever we install Java, how the things will go and install, right? Java is nothing but a JDK kit, we know. So as usual, here we are using Windows operating system. Java is nothing but a JDK.exe file. JDK.exe file, executable file. So whenever we are installing this JDK.exe, Now, what are the things will be installed? What are the things? First one is the JVM. In the last class we discussed. JDK kit includes JVM plus compiler, compiler plus library, plus library, right? Actually, remember JVM and JIT is one software considered. JIT is an interpreter. Compiler is a one more type of translator. Three things will be installed. In C language, only compiler, one translator will be there. But in Java, two translators are available. One is a compiler, second one is a interpreter. One is a compiler, second one is interpreter. But see here, compiler is dependent to duplicate operating system, JVM, and JVM is dependent to original operating system. Observe clearly here. In case of C, compiler is directly dependent to original operating system. Here Windows is the original operating system. But here we discussed already, JVM is a duplicate operating system. We can call it as a virtual machine. So compiler is a dependent to duplicate operating system, and duplicate operating system is a dependent to original operating system. Not direct dependency, indirect dependency. Here direct dependency on the operating system. So Mac also same. For example, if we are using Mac operating system, Mac JDK we are downloading, that is DMZ file. DMZ file we need to download. DMZ, and here it is Mac JVM will be installed, and of course JVM and JIT is a combination. And next one, JVM based compiler plus library, so I'll show you. If you want to download JDK kit, just in the Google search JDK 7 is enough, not a problem. JDK 7 free download, just enter first option only. JDK is from Oracle Corporation, so from the official website of oracle.com we can download. Just click on that, and here we have to check one license agreement, so that is accept license agreement. Just check on this one, check accepted. Now here you can download, so number of JDK kits are available, depends on the operating system you are using. And again, for Windows 32-bit and 64-bit also they have given separately. Windows understands, so this is 86 is nothing but for 32-bit, 64 as usual 64-bit. C understands .exe file. Windows JDK kit is a .exe file. And suppose if you are using Apple computer, Mac operating system, that Mac operating system is only 64-bit, that is .dmz file. And remaining all the Linux flavors, so here it is either RPM or TAR, they can understand. tar file and rpm file. So it depends we are using, right? So this is just one click. If you click on this one, automatically the download will start. And how to install and how to set the path and all those things we'll discuss. So this is the way how we are downloading Java JDK software from Oracle Corporation. Oracle Corporation. Okay. So this is downloading process. Downloading. And here, so dependency. So depends on these two things. Now we'll discuss how a C application will run on a single platform and how Java and .NET applications runs on different platforms. On different platforms. First, now see platform dependency. As usual, dependency. I'm writing one program. A simple program, consider addition of two numbers. A value is 10, B value is 20, and just we are adding, and finally we are printing the value. We are printing a simple program. Once program is ready, suppose it's a C or C++ program. Once program is ready, so we need to provide one identity to this one app dot, what is the extension of C program dot C. So C we are giving app dot C. Program is ready. Now if you want to run this program, first we need to compile this program. Compilation is important. So I'm compiling this program on Windows platform. Windows is a Windows compiler. Windows compiler. So means what? Compiler is dependent to Windows operating system. Is dependent to Windows operating system. So compiler is always working for Windows operating system only. Compiler is always try to do favor to Windows. Suppose if I am working for Naresh Technologies, I always try to do favor to Naresh Technologies only, right? So in that way, so what compiler will do? Compiler needs to generate machine understandable instructions. Generates machine understandable instruction. Nothing but compiler generates app.c file into .exe file. App.exe. Sir, why it is generating exe extension? Why it is not generating .dmz? And why it is not generating .tar? The reason, compiler is working for Windows operating system. So always it generates .exe files only. .exe. So once instruction set is ready, .exe file is ready, I'm trying to run on different platforms. I'm trying to run on different platforms. Suppose if I'm trying to run on Windows platform, yes, Windows can understand so that it produces output. But whenever we are trying to run on remaining operating systems, either Mac operating system, Mac, right, or Linux operating system, Linux operating system. So these operating systems, will reject directly. Reject is not allowed. It rejects. Why the reason? Simply because that extension of file is a .exe file. Sir, if I run the same program on Mac compiler, run the program on Mac compiler. Now it is a Mac compiler. So as usual, Mac compiler is a dependent to, Mac operating system is working for, compiler is working for Mac operating system. Then obviously it will generate Mac understandable instructions only. Mac understandable instructions means it will generate .dmz file, app.dmz file it will generate, dmz, right? Then the dmz file we can run only on Mac operating system, only on Mac operating system. See, when we are trying to run on Mac produces output. Mac produces output, it will give. But whenever we are trying to run on Windows operating system and next one Linux operating system, both will reject. Here Windows operating system rejects and the Linux operating system rejects. Is that okay? This is platform dependency. Why C or C++ application runs on a single platform means this is only the main reason. Only the main reason, right? And here, for example, if you take Java, if you take Java program or .NET program, Java program or .NET program, how Java program and .NET program runs on different platforms. So now we'll see platform independency. This is platform dependency, and now we'll see platform independency. How a Java and .NET application runs on different platforms. On different platforms, same program we are writing, addition of two numbers only. A value is a 10, B value is a 20, 20, C equals to A plus B, print of C, print of C. And here, now just consider this is a Java program. I'm not using any syntax because we don't know, right, how to write programs in Java language as of now. So generally I have written and I considered as a Java program. So application name, so as usual app dot, now extension is a dot Java extension. Extension is dot Java extension. Okay, so in this case, in the dot Java extension, right here, now I want to run this application on Windows operating system. Same concept. Windows compiler is required, but already we discussed. Parallelly we'll see that one also. Here, in this case, in C language, compiler is dependent to original operating system, Windows. But here, compiler is dependent to duplicate operating system, that is JVM. It's very, very important. Is a JVM. So, here compiler is a JVM based compiler, whatever the platform it is. And suppose I want to run this on Mac operating system, Mac. So as usual, compiler is a dependent to JVM, duplicate operating system. So here compiler is a dependent to duplicate operating system in both the cases. Is dependent to duplicate operating system. Dependent to duplicate OS. Nothing but virtual OS JVM. So compiler obviously is working for JVM only. So it generates JVM understandable instructions. It generates JVM understandable instructions. So it is not .exe file, it is not .dmz file, and it is not .tar file. It will generate a special file, that is app.class file. App.class file. This class file is understandable by any JVM. Only JVM can understand. Why .class file is designed for Java, JVM. So understandable by JVM only. So can we run directly on Windows operating system? No, that will reject. We cannot run directly on Windows operating system. Windows. So if you want to run on Windows operating system, then what we should do means we need to pass to the JIT second one is interpreter. But remember that interpreter will run in the environment of JVM. It is working under Windows JVM environment. Working under Windows JVM environment. So this is environment. This is second time conversion. So Java will be converted 2 times. Then what JIT will do? JIT now generates Windows understandable instructions. Then finally Windows produces output. In the same way, now this app.class file I want to run on Mac operating system. Mac, same story. So first we need to pass all these instructions to the interpreter JIT, and JIT will run in the environment of Mac JVM. Now is a Mac JVM, not Windows JVM. Already we discussed here in this program only. Compiler is dependent to JVM, okay, but JVM is dependent to Windows and JVM is dependent to Mac. Mac operating system. So in the environment of Mac operating system, JIT generates all Mac understandable instructions. All Mac understandable instructions. Mac. So finally, Mac produces output. Mac produces output. This is the case. Produces output. So this is how C application will run on a single platform, on a single platform, and how Java application will run on different platforms. And why it is running on different platforms means on different platforms because of two times translation with the help of compiler, with the help of class file, with the help of JVM, with the help of JVM. Is that case? And next. So means what, sir? Here you are saying if you want to run Java application on Windows operating system, Windows JVM you have to install. And if you want to run a Java application on Mac operating system, Mac you have to install. So before attending this class, I have installed nothing in my system. I have installed nothing, but still I worked with so many web applications, Facebook application, right? So like Gmail application, Yahoo application, some cricket web applications and bank applications. So many applications I used. Then where I installed JVM in my system? No, I have not installed. And one more thing, it is not guaranteed that all those applications developed by using Java language only. Imagine Gmail application developed by using Java and a Facebook application developed by using .NET. Just consider one cricket. If you want to find out the cricket score, live cricket score, that cricket web application developed by using PHP. Have you installed Java, .NET, PHP, all these technologies in our system? No. Then how can you run, sir, without installing JVM into our machine? Without installing JVM into our machine, right? So how you can run, how you can work with all these things? That is the next question in our mind. How? See. Remember one thing, using Java language, using Java language, we can develop both standalone applications as well as web applications. Both standalone applications and web applications. Both we can install. Web apps. What is a standalone application that we already know? Anyone? What is a standalone application? Is a dependent to OS operating system, and second one is a installation is required. Installation is required. And what is a web app, sir? One is a independent to OS. On any platform it will run, independent to OS, and no need to install. Installation is not required. So one example I'll see. Standalone application, consider standalone. different. For example, I'm using one mobile. Mobile is a consider is a Samsung mobile. Samsung. Generally nowadays Samsung mobiles are Android operating systems. Android. And next one, and next one of my friend is using iPhone. iPhone we know is a iOS operating system. iOS. Android application is completely depends on Java only. Android is developed using Java, and iOS is developed completely by using Objective-C. And of course, whatever the operating system put aside, that is not required for us. Using which language they developed application, leave it. But into my mobile, I want to install one game. I want to install one game. Simple. For example, I want to install like a Candy Crush game. I'm installing Candy Crush game, right? So here in this case, suppose Candy Crush game is developed by using Java. Along with the game, Java software also we have to install. So what is a Java software here? Is nothing but a JVM. You need to install. And for example, in my iPhone, in my friend's iPhone, the person want to install another game like a Temple Run. Just consider Temple Run also developed by using Java. Then again in that mobile also Java software they have to install. So what is the Java software here? Same story, is a JVM. One is a Android JVM and one is a iOS JVM. JVM is a dependent to different operating systems we need to install. We need to install. Okay. So means what? Observe clearly. Suppose I have one video. I have one video. Video consider one application. I want to play that video. To play that video, one more application is required. One player is required, like VLC player or Windows Media Player, whatever it is. Right? Total two applications. Here, my requirement is what I want to play the game Candy Crush. To play that game, Java software is required. So Java we need to install. So whenever we are downloading these games from the Google Play or from anywhere, for example from Play Store, while downloading it will ask, suppose if your mobile is not JVM preloaded mobile, right? So whenever we are purchasing one mobile, they will say is a Java supported mobile. So what is a Java supported mobile means? We can run Java applications directly. No need to install JVM once again. That's it. We can't develop Java applications using that mobile. Remember, right? So once it is ready, once installation has been completed, installation is completed, Candy Crush game and as well as the Java software, you are in offline mode. Offline mode. In offline mode also, we can play that game. We can play. So why we can play that game? Because what are the things which are necessary to run that application? Everything is in your system only. Is in your system. In the same way, in this case also. In this case also, game already installed and along with the game, the software also installed. So everything is in your mobile only. So whether you are in offline mode or online mode, you can play the game, not a problem. But in case of web applications, sir, where they install web application? Where they install web application. Web application means they will install in the server. They will install in the server. Sir, what is a server? Is a high configuration machine. High configuration machine. Which means what? Processing speed is a high, RAM size is a more, and hard disk size is a more. That is, we can call it as high configuration software, high configuration machine. Web applications they will install, for example, facebook.com. Facebook they install in the server only. Install in the server only. That is, we can call it as actually deployment concept. Generally we can say installation. No, installation is not the technical word. Deployment is the technical word. Deployment is the technical word, right? And here suppose three persons are connected in the network. Three persons are connected in the network. One person, three persons using three different mobiles, and I have one lappy, and all are connected to the network. All are connected to the network. For example, I'm using Linux operating system. I connected. One person is using Samsung mobile, so Android operating system. One person is using iPhone, so iOS operating system. One person is using Nokia Lumia, so Windows operating system. Different operating systems, na? But see, all these four persons, suppose consider friends. Friends, here it is, all the four friends can easily interact with the Facebook application directly from different operating systems at a time. And one more thing, observe, installation is not required. No need to install. For example, suddenly one person is in offline mode. One person is in offline mode. Can that person uses? No, impossible case. The person cannot interact, cannot open Facebook. Why the reason? What are the things which are necessary to run application on different operating systems, on different machines, that will collect with the help of internet connection only? With the help of internet connection only, right? If you lost the internet connection, how you will collect the data from the server? It is not installed in your machine, it is installed in another machine. Sir, where they will install JVM? JVM also they will install in the server only. Actually, that is the concept of XML web services. That is a very advanced concept. Leave it. JVM, as of now, think that JVM is also available in server. No need to install anything in your machine. Everything you will collect from server only through internet connection. So that's why without installing all these things, you can access every web application from our machine. Okay. But using Java, we can develop standalone applications also. But to run the standalone application, JVM we must install. Remember, using core Java, here we are developing only standalone apps, standalone applications only. So installation is compulsory, is mandatory. That's it, right? So this is how platform dependent application runs and how platform independent application runs, why JVM machine need to install to run standalone application, and why JVM no need to install to run web application. Okay, that's it. And here